Welcome to Mount Fansipan, the absolute #1 day trip you can do outside the town of Sapa in the northwestern corner of Vietnam. Here you can go from a thick foggy day to looking at a sea of clouds in beautiful sunshine in a matter of 20 minutes. You can hike your way to the top of the mountain in about 4 hours. We didn't have that much time, so we decided to take the cable car. The cost is 300,000 dong for local Vietnamese, but 700,000 for tourists. So there is dual pricing, but at least they're upfront about it, and the difference isn't that much anyway. But before we jump on the cable car to head up the mountain, just a quick pro tip. If you arrive and you're dying for a cup of coffee, just wait until you get to the top. There's a cafe there with one of the most magnificent views you'll ever see. Now time for the cable ride. And this is half of the fun of the day. As soon as you shoot out of the station, you're launched over a really deep valley with rice paddies as far as you can see. At this point, you have no idea what the weather's going to be like at the top, and you'll have some anxious moments as you go through cloud, thick fog, and back to sunshine again. For those who don't handle height too well, they have a sickness bag. But the trip does take a while, so you might find yourself a bit fidgety in a small space.
Oh, look at this guy.
Might be in luck.
Yeah.
We might actually get above the clouds. There's a hell of a lot of it down there. The further we went, the steeper the climb got, to the point where the cable car was almost going vertical. And we just hoped and prayed that by the time we got to the top, we'd be above the clouds and in the sunshine. Well, as you can see, we're now above the clouds, as you can tell from Anne's squintiness. Would you like my hat, darling?
Oh,
there you go.
So sweet of you.
Now I'm squinting, but I'm already wrinkled in the face anyway, so I can't make things any worse. I need to keep her face nice and pretty. Anyway, so we made it up. The ride up was unbelievable, in case you couldn't tell from the footage. Now we go up these stairs, up this thing. There's like a train, which is steep as... steep? So the train is steep. Now you don't really need to get on the cable car to get to the summit, but the air is very thin up there, and you'll notice it when you start walking upstairs. So my advice is to save your legs, take the cable car to get as high as you can, check out the summit, and then you can go on foot downhill in any direction that you choose. Of course, the footage can never do it justice, but it's steep in every direction you look when you're standing on the summit. But the best part is you can see every which way you can go, so you can pick a direction and start walking. Love to know what this guy's doing. It doesn't look like the wisest spot to be hanging out.
Okay.
On the edge of a limb.
I think they dropped something, like a bag or something. That's why the other guy, do you see that long stick?
Yeah.
I think they try to get something from down there.
Okay. So why is old mate off to the right just hanging out on this ledge? Now the staircases here are incredibly steep, really steep. Now Anne is not the fittest person at the best of times, so she's been struggling. I've been struggling a bit too, so I'm going to assume, because we're so high up, the air is a bit thin. So when we run up these stairs, getting a little bit lightheaded. Either that, or being on holidays has made me soft already. It's probably a bit of both. Now, at the risk of sounding culturally insensitive, anyone who's seen Ace Ventura 2 might be thinking the same thing as me.
Right, so at first, we're a little bit disappointed halfway up because we couldn't see a damn thing. But given the fog kind of comes and goes, it definitely adds a bit of mystique to the place. You can see this thing behind us. You look down into the valley, all that fog, and if we swing around quickly before it completely envelopes what's behind us, there's a close-up of arm. See out there? Look. The Buddha is about to get swallowed up by this big massive cloud coming up. Now, you saw a second ago that was all blue sky. Oop, there you are. Anyway, and there we go, swallowed up. So yeah, it comes and goes. It looks really, really cool. So don't be discouraged if you come across some fog. Just hope for some breeze to swirl it around.
And just minutes later, this is the view we had once again. The weather changed so many times in the couple of hours we were there, we can't tell if that's normal or if we were just lucky. But either way, we're very grateful that the sun came out and we were treated to the magnificent views of the Roof of Indochina.